Yeah, I just started writing down some names of players that are possibilities. We went through a few last week, and the one that stands out to me last week was Ryan Tannehill, and whether or not you want to make an investment with him. He's obviously a proven quarterback, and as I said before about Minnesota and the Bears, those rookies are coming into a pretty good situation because the teams are good offensively. Any quarterback that comes to the Lions that would have an opportunity to work with the ones is coming into a good situation. I'm not a huge Ryan Tannehill fan, but when Ryan Tannehill's had some players to work with, he had that offense going pretty good over with Tennessee. I like the offense the Lions have. I don't ever want to see him play quarterback in a game because I want Jared Goff to stay healthy because Jared Goff's the man. But if something were to happen, I'd feel more comfortable if they had somebody more capable with the keys, so to speak.
No, I hear you. Last year, we didn't really have to worry about it because Teddy Bridgewater was behind Jared Goff, and we figured if anything happened in Goff during a game or he had to be out for a couple weeks, we felt pretty confident Teddy Bridgewater could come in. He's such a veteran. He's been around the league. He's been successful around the league that he could, with this offensive line, those weapons, that he could at least, keep the boat, afloat, right?
Yeah.
This year is different, of course. Teddy Bridgewater retires, and you're in there. You got Sudfeld. You're not sure, what he's going to look like. Then we see preseason game number 1, and we're like, oh, my God, this is like the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. And then Hendon Hooker gets a concussion. I still think in the end, don't panic. Everyone relax. As long as Hendon Hooker comes back from his concussion, I think that's your backup quarterback. Now, he's not perfect. He may be a guy like Ryan Tannehill would be better, or Taylor Heineke, or whoever. But I think you use this because, knock on wood, you don't want to see Hendon Hooker anyways, but you can have him develop now. And if for some reason he does have to enter a game for a week or two, you find out where Hendon Hooker's at. If he's awful and it's clear you're not going to be able to win any games with Hooker as your quarterback, you do what the Browns did. They went out and got Joe Flacco, who's sitting on his couch. And Joe Flacco actually won a playoff game for them. So maybe Tannehill's still on the couch. Maybe somebody else is still out there. But I think you need to find out who Hendon Hooker is. I think he's good enough, what he showed at least to me in the first preseason game, that he can be a viable backup, in this league for this team. So I think Hendon Hooker is your backup. You wait on a quarterback. I know other people feel, you go get one right now, but I still say wait.
Yeah, and looking at like Kansas City, who the Lions play on Saturday, they used 4 quarterbacks in their game. Patrick Mahomes played. He was sharp. Then they had Carson Wentz, who was also sharp, 4-4 in his debut there. Ian Book, the quarterback from Notre Dame from a couple years ago. And then they had Chris Oladikin, who's in his second or third year in the league. Never really heard of him, but he was 7 of 10 in the game. They're not going to carry 4 quarterbacks. This is why I'd love to have the luxury of waiting things out to the end of preseason, but I think there might be a little more sense of urgency because of the injury situation they have right now, just to get something, maybe, pick up the phone and call Tannehill right now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as of right now, you might need a quarterback because you don't want Jared Goff playing at much, if at all, right? So you're going to need somebody to take snaps if Hooker can't take snaps. So I get that part of it, Gator. But for the season, I'm just saying wait, because no one's going to keep all these quarterbacks. There's going to be quarterbacks available.
Yeah.
But as of right now, you might have to sign Tim Boyle, I know he's on the Texans, somebody. You might have to sign somebody, or, if they get cut, I guess they're not going to get cut till the end of but you got to sign somebody, because if Hooker can't go, you can't just put Sudfeld out there by himself.
Right.
For 4 quarters.
Exactly, which is, I think this is a really interesting week to pay attention to see what the Lions are going to do, if anything. If they can afford to wait it out this week and not do it, and then Hooker comes back next week to practice full-time, and then okay. Because then you're just getting ready. Everybody just stay as healthy as you can. You're not going to play Goff in the last preseason game, I can't imagine. But that's a whole other discussion, is how do the Lions handle their players, their starting unit right now, as they're getting ready for preseason game number 2, because they don't have the joint practices. All they have is a preseason game this week. So maybe this is the week we see some starters.